What's up everyone, welcome back. Today we're doing a interesting deck build with Golos Tireless Pilgrim. We are building a mono black Golos deck. This was a user request by, I think it's Ciderman, P-S-Y-D-E-R man. Ciderman, sorry if I'm saying that wrong. They suggested that we do a mono black Golos build, which I thought was super interesting, and this is my best crack at it. Golos obviously is a 5-color commander. I'm sure you all know what Golos does, but I'll go over it real quick. ETBs, get any land out of your deck onto the battlefield tapped. That's key. We'll go over that in a second. And then you can pay 2 in Wooburg to exile the top 3 cards of your library. You may play those cards without paying their mana costs. So essentially the deck is trying to get Golos out, then pay that 7 mana to exile the top 3 cards of your library and play them for free. So first part, Golos ETPs gets us a land. So how are we going to get the second ability with only mono black, right? You can see we only have black lands here. Well, the World Tree. So Golos ETBs, we can go fetch the World Tree, which says as long as you control 6 or more lands you control have add 1 mana of any color. So this turns all of our lands into lands that tap for 1 mana of any color, and then we just need to have 1 more land enter the battlefield, and we have enough to pay for the second ability. For the second ability, we have all these cards here, as well as, some of these other ones in here. It's essentially mono black good stuff, with some other spells, which I'll go over. But, we got Big Boy Emrakul, Ulamog, Grizzlebrand, Breach the Multiverse, Chamil the Inner Sun, Can't Be Countered, Discover 5 every turn, Massacre Worm, Thought Distortion, Professor Onyx, Dreadhorde General. Nightmare's pretty funny in this deck because we have a ton of swamps, so this could come down 6 mana, be a 15/15 flyer. So anyway, there's a bunch of funny spells in this deck. What makes it work though, what makes it tick, is we have a lot of ramp pieces. Not a lot of ramp in black, right? But we did include Dark Ritual and the mana rocks we just mentioned. Some of the 3 mana rocks, the good ones like the Celestis, Altar of the Pantheon increases our devotion by 1 color. So that helps with our devotion to black. And Pristine Talisman gains us some life, which, mono black, a lot of the effects ask us to pay life to get the effect. So it's nice to just gain a little bit of that life back. And I touched on it right there. So devotion, right? This is it's not really a mono black devotion deck. There just aren't enough cards on Arena to support a full-on 100-card singleton devotion deck, but I did include every single devotion card that I could. Let's go over a couple of them. Grey Merchant of Asphodel, probably the best one, honestly. Pauper All-Star. When it ETBs, each opponent loses X life, where X is our devotion to black, and then we gain life equal to the life lost this way. So in 1v1, they're going to lose life equal to our devotion to black, and we're going to gain life equal to our devotion to black. Erebos, Bleak-Hearted, if our devotion to black is less than 5, it isn't a creature, but we probably will, when we put down Erebos, it'll probably we'll have enough devotion to make this a creature. So it comes down as an indestructible 5/6 with the ability to essentially make other creatures get -2, -1, or draw cards, which we won't depend on. We're really more playing it for the devotion and getting it as an indestructible 5/6. Phyrexian Obliterator is a really, it's hard to play in other decks because it's black, but that helps our devotion, and it's also a creature no one wants to block. What else do we got here? Dreadshade is another devotion piece, but really good in this deck. 3 mana 3/3, but we can pump it a lot and make it huge. So yeah, Tymaret, Chosen from Death, toughness equal to our devotion to black, so this can have a huge butt. And then it has the ability to exile up to 2 cards from graveyard, which can be relevant. We can turn off someone's combo or turn off someone's graveyard deck. And then we gain 1 life, you know, for each creature exiled this way, so that's good. But again, not a lot of support for devotion. The besides Great Merchant Masquerade, the biggest devotion piece which goes in any deck is Nykthos. So to tap it, add amount of mana equal to our devotion to a color. So whatever, let's say our devotion is 10, we can tap for 2, add 10 mana, so we net 8 mana, right? Our devotion is probably going to be a lot higher than 10, so Nykthos can get insane. I've seen it at times where, you know, you add 30 mana with this card, which can obviously help us cast. You know, we can do, you know, if all of our lands tap for 1 mana of any color, then we can do Golos a bunch of times, right? And kind of exile the whole, you know, top third of our library and play all those cards. Anyway, I don't know if this deck is actually going to work. So let's hop into the games. Last little column here is just removal and your typical mono black hand hate cards. This is our way of making sure our opponent doesn't have a counter spell or removal spell, so that we keep Golos on the battlefield and are able to execute our game plan. If you like this kind of content, hit that subscribe button. This kind of inspired me. I think I'm gonna do a monocolored Golos deck for each color. I think I'm going to do mono blue, mono red, mono white, mono green next. And we'll see what happens. So this is going to be a whole week full of Golos monocolored. What is Historic Brawl if it's not janky nonsense? Am I right? But yeah, hit that subscribe button. A lot of you are watching my channel routinely and are not subscribed. So if that is you, please hit that subscribe button. The more people that support my channel, the more content I can make. Hit that subscribe button. Golos is a Hell Q commander. So we'll see who we play against first. Heliod, okay. Heliod's a tough deck. It can be. Unfortunately, Heliod's indestructible, if I remember correctly. Yeah, so this actually doesn't get rid of it. There's no ramp in our hand either. This is our other way of getting Wooburg, and it's also indestructible, so, you know, it's our backup plan. I think we got a mulligan this. We have ramp. Leyline of the Void can come down. We have Necropotence, which help us get through our deck. Cut down's good. I think we keep this, even though we're missing a land. Leyline, probably not incredibly helpful against this deck, but it helps our devotion. Let's get the tap land out of the way. I didn't mention in the intro, but there are a handful of these effects too. So if they try to remove Golos, we have a way to bring it back to the battlefield and we get the ETB again. What does this do? Whenever you gain life, flying vigilance. Okay, so let's get in their hand. This is probably going to be a pretty good spell against them. Okay, well, yeah, let's just get rid of that. So what are they doing next turn? Heliod, because they have this. Yeah, so let's cut that down before it can get any bigger. Okay. Well. The opponent had enough. Opponent couldn't take the mono black Golos. I wonder if they even realized that we were mono black. It was really difficult to make this a mono black deck because there were some cards that were like, you know, 2-color, like Valky, where the front side is a mono black creature but the back side is a Rakdos Planeswalker, and so, you know, those cards pop up if you're trying to build this deck. And you're like, oh, I could put Valky in. And I was like, no. We got to commit to the mono black. We go first. Winota. Oh my god, Winota. I haven't played Winota in a while. I forgot this was a deck. But they nerfed it, right? Like, they changed something about the wording on this. Okay, so is this good? Well, this is great against Winota. And we get to go first, so I'm hoping we draw into some removal. We'll go like this. Yeah, so we included Command Tower. I didn't go mono black with the lands. I figured I could have some wiggle room with the lands. Black Market Connection is good too. It's just gonna lose us a lot of life, so we gotta be careful. If we can get out to Masker Worm, we're probably in pretty good shape, but that's a ways away. So I think we gotta do Black Market, because not only is it gonna give us a creature, but it'll ramp us. So we can get down Masker Worm faster. So we definitely take the treasure. I think in the creature. That's all we do for now. Oh, do we just obliterate her? Yeah, that's gonna slow them way down. They can still attack with their flyers, which is annoying. But Masker Worm is still very much online. And I think we have the next turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. You better take Masker Worm. Yeah. Okay, Exquisite Blood. Create a treasure. Okay. We can Liliana and plus it, and then they 1, 2, 3, so they have 6. They might be tempted to attack this instead of me. Or we can Exquisite. I don't know which way to go. Golos. I don't know if Golos gets us out of this. I think we gotta try to distract him with Liliana.
Warrior Queen Necromancer has a nice ring of good, mindless minions.
So they can't attack with Winota. I mean, if they do, they're insane. But I don't know what this does. Specialize. Okay. Okay. Well, I'm glad I made the 2/2. Okay, they got a lot of creatures. We'll find out if it's lethal. They had the perfect answer for, well, not answer, but they played Elite Spellbinder at the perfect time. 9 life, so we just gotta block the biggest things. What is this? This is 3. So right, and then we're taking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I mean, GG. Winota's a very hard commander to play against, and we actually had the perfect response to it, but they played Elite Spellbinder, and there's nothing we could do about that. So if they didn't have that card that exact turn, we were gonna wipe their whole board, and it would have been downhill from there. So can't be too mad about that. Nissa, huh? Mono black versus mono green. We get to go first. This hand is all top heavy stuff, so we're going to mulligan. I mean, we have the World Tree in our hand. That's not terrible. We have the One Ring. I think we keep because of the One Ring, right? I mean, we... Yeah. Playing it out first does make it vulnerable, but no, people don't usually run a lot of land destruction. They run like Field of the Dead. Field of the Dead. That's not the right card. Field of Ruin. That's what I'm thinking of. Okay. Well. Anyway, to finish my thought, the World Tree is like our one of two ways that we can get WUBRG. For those not familiar, WUBRG stands for white, blue, black, red, green. It's just an abbreviation for that. So we have to be careful about when we play this. We typically want to play Golos and fetch the World Tree so that we're only one turn away from playing our next land and then activating Golos' ability. Playing it on turn 1's risky, but I felt like against mono green we're pretty safe. If this was, you know, a deck that played Field of Ruin or one of those types of cards early, I would definitely hold the World Tree, because if they kill this, we only have one other way to make WUBRG. Anyway, my point is we got to be careful about how we deploy the World Tree in this deck, because it's our only way to color fix. I thought about including like Chromatic Lantern and all that, but nah. I'd rather put other good black cards in. Gotta risk it for the biscuit. See who we get next. Emery. Okay, Emery is a combo deck with the oh my god, I'm forgetting the name of it. Paradox Engine. So they go get Paradox Engine and they can make infinite mana, essentially. So we have a way to kill Emery, which is good. The annoying thing is that, oh, we can exile their graveyard too. That's good. We'll keep... Oh, this is only creatures, though. Their main thing is artifacts. So this is not a good matchup for us because they're an artifact deck and black has no way of removing artifacts. So essentially our best game plan is to just overpower them with Golos, which I think black market will help us with. So while they're trying to dig for their combo pieces, let's try to ramp out ahead of them and get Golos down and do that. They played a colorless land on turn 1. Okay, I was going to say, did they keep one lander? But no. Unless they just drew that, which is lucky, but that's probably not what happened. I can't imagine they would keep a one lander with a colorless land. So Emery's probably coming down. 2 colorless lands. I mean, they're fixing with Cold Steel. Okay. Alright. Playing their commander. Nope, no Paradox Engine yet. go get the World Tree. We can also, I forgot to mention, we can get any of our lands, so we could also go get Nykthos later on if they, you know, I guess this is blue, so if they bounce Golos to our hand or something like that. Hopefully they don't have an enchantment that like turns off Golos' activated abilities, but we do have Feed the Swarm if they go that route. Whenever I cast a historic spell, target player mills too. Okay, so they're going to try to mill me. That would have been really funny. That actually would have been a great card to hit them with because they would have exiled their graveyard too. I don't think we have a way of getting stuff back from our graveyard in this deck. At least spells. I don't think mono black is good at doing that. They're good at getting creatures back, but not necessarily spells. Yeah, I don't think we need to draw a card. I think we're just activating Golos here. Okay. Well, sometimes you whiff with Golos, but Sheoldred's a pretty good card. Let's see if they have a counter. Yeah, they do. They're mono blue, so we should expect that. We can attack and attack. Would you like to take 6? Cool. So they're going to bring back Cloud Key, which is a combo piece. They're going to keep milling us. They got a long ways to go, so I'm not super worried about the mill. We just got to make sure they don't get Paradox Engine, because that's how they win. Without Paradox Engine, this is just a dirtily blue deck. And they milled themselves. They didn't mill me, which is interesting. I guess that would be the right way to use this card. They're thinking about what to do. Stone Coil, okay. So they're going to make a blocker. Now they're going to mill me. They can't make up their mind of whether they want to mill me or themselves. I think they should be milling themselves since they're a combo deck. Man, I wish I could put that back on top of my deck. Yeah. Okay, so we can exile their whole board with Shadow's Verdict. I think that's probably better than activating Golos. I know, boring, but I think it's the better play here. Next, we'll attack with this guy. They'll probably just block it, but there's a chance they let it go through because they're worried. Yep. If they have a counter, then that's fine. It's the last card in their hand. Let's make them use it. So notice how Emery still costs 1. So Emery is reduced by each artifact. So that's what makes this deck hard to play against, is they essentially don't have to pay commander tax. However, we can Infernal Grasp it on the way back down. So let's just do that. Because they can't tap it this turn. So they can play it, but I don't think they can activate its ability. Yep. The One Ring. That's definitely good. Solve. Now we're gonna wait till end step. Gotta wait till end step. Do they tap all their... No, so they have mana up. Okay, now they only have 1 mana. So they have to have exactly... No. We gotta wait till end step. I keep forgetting they can just replay it. They're still in their main phase. We gotta wait till their end step. Pass. End step. We just want to we want to make sure that even though they can replay Emery, they can't activate it. Right? Because they don't have anything to give it haste. That's a clock. Okay. Yeah, why don't we full send because we have Sheoldred and they're tapped out. Sheoldred and Grizzlebrand is a great combo. Okay. I honestly think we just Sheoldred and Exquisite Blood. Do you have a counter? Because I would definitely use it. Yep. Oh yeah, they have protection. That's right. Would you like to draw some cards? Feel free to draw some cards with the One Ring. Yes, yes, excellent. So now they have to deal with Sheoldred. It takes the pressure off Golos. And I know, I hear all you, why didn't you just activate Golos a bunch? I'm trying to win the game. And I think these are the lines that are going to win us the game. We could spin the wheel a bunch and get a bunch of lands. There's no guarantee we're going to get good spells off Golos. If we have good spells in our hands, we should play those good spells. We can do this. We should make as much board pressure as possible. Okay. We could Grizzlebrand and draw our whole deck. But they could have a counter. So I think this is the right play. Because we might hit more things. Yeah, like Breach the Multiverse. Assuming they don't have a counter. View battlefield. I think we do this Sheoldred. And we take Ugin. So that they have to sack Emery again. Okay, cool. So they're gonna sack Guardian Idol. And then we'll destroy Emery.
I can create or destroy.
Next. Attack all. Okay, they are dead on their upkeep. Take 2 damage from the One Ring, draw a card, they die. Death is on the stack. Boom. This card is so good. That's why I pretty much, whenever I get it, I play it. In 2 turns, they went from like 20 life to 0 because we had this card. Love it. play another one. I wonder which will be the hardest of the 5 to build of the monocolor Goloses. I think mono white Golos is going to be the hardest one, at least for me. I could see like mono green being good, or even mono blue, although it'll be tricky with trying to spin stuff off the top with Golos because a lot of the spells are going to be instants, like counter spells and things like that. But there's like River's Rebukes and Erebos the Sea Gods. It's just white. I'm trying to think. I know there's spells. I just can't think of them. Maybe like Overwhelming Splendor, like the curses and things. I'm just trying to think of things that I want to hit with the Golos wheel. It also, white has almost no ramp, so that's the other thing. Okay, we get a second attempt at Winota, and this time we get to go first. That's a long ways off, and we'd rather that be in our deck. This is a great card against them. This is also a good card against them. Okay, we'll keep. We have 2 lands and a ramp piece. This comes into play tapped, though. I didn't think about that, but it is what it is. Hopefully draw a land. Okay, hit me for 1. Nice. So we can Mind Stone and keep up Heartless Act. Let's pass. This is not really that threatening right now. Whenever a samurai warrior attacks alone, it gains lifelink. Okay. Again, their creatures don't matter. They only matter when Winota comes down. So I'd rather save Heartless Act for Winota. Yeah. Okay. Yes, perfect. So we can veto and hold up Heartless Act. Okay. Fragment Reality. Exile target non-token artifact, creature, or enchantment. Its controller puts a random card with lesser mana value from their library onto the battlefield. Okay. Resolve. I wonder what we get. Tymaret? Sure. Not really a bad trade. So we're gonna resolve. And then before they go to combat, we're gonna kill Winota. Oh, nice. Okay. Did not realize that that's what that card did. So that's my bad. But still. We had to make him use it, so we can still get rid of Winota here. And we can Sheoldred. And we'll put the pressure on them. Swords. Nice. They gained us life, though. So we'll take the life gain. Okay. We can save this for Winota. Do we Golos? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I mean, I think we... Oh, God. Do they have any creatures in their graveyard? know, but we do. No, we don't. They're in exile. So there are no creatures that we can... Oh, yeah, there is. There's one creature. So we can gain life with Tymaret. So they're going to attack us for 8. If we play Golos, then that's our whole turn. We can't, because the land comes into play tapped, unfortunately. I just think they have another land. If they have another land, it's... I don't know. It's a good blocker, though. We gotta do it. Gotta make them have it. So we'll go get the World Tree. We can't just be in defense mode the whole game. No attacks. We might just use Tymaret as a blocker here. Yeah. They're going to do it to Golos so that we have to block with... because it has Menace. So, no blocks. We'll take the 5. Elite Spellbinder, sure. Emrakul doesn't really matter. We were far away from casting that anyway, so I would kind of rather they take Emrakul. Sheoldred's pretty good. So here's the question. Do we spin the wheel? I mean, that's what we came here to do, right? It's the only way to sort of get back in this game. Oh. Oh, it's so good. Okay. So we can play this as a land, right? Yes. Just enters taps. We can Massacre Worm first. Oh, what? Oh my god. I did not know they had that down. Oh my goodness. What a card. Winota Stacks. Yeah. You think you're so good. So good at Magic. Well, let's just get all our shit fucking countered. Why not? No attacks. Alright, well, if they play Winota here, we're pretty fucked. Yep. It's a good card. Boromir. Reading the cards explains the cards. Winota's a hard commander. It's a bad matchup for this deck is what I'm trying to say, because we're trying to ramp into something big, and then even when we get to that thing, we have to wait another turn to activate it, so it's like a lot of setup and steps to get to the thing that we need to get to. Winota is incredibly aggro and then puts a bunch of creatures on the battlefield, all of which, if you build it right like that player did, they have these great stacks effects that keep you from playing your game. So kudos to them for building Winota the correct way. You go first. Sika. We have Feed the Swarm. I mean, that's about as good as you're going to ask. And Thought Distortion. The problem is we have no ramp. So, if we don't draw lands, this hand is pretty bad. It just sucks because we have one of the only answers to that card in our deck, so I think we gotta keep it. We get to go first, so we have like one turn to fumble. This is also a great card against them too, because they're usually it's usually a Planeswalker deck. Okay, not a land. We would like to draw some lands. The good thing about this deck is they're gonna nice a land. They're gonna spend their first couple turns just mana fixing. So they might play a mana creature this coming turn, like a mana dork or something. Heuristic Study. Ooh. Well, I think we still gotta save this for the Prismatic Bridge. But that does suck. I guess we can play around it and just pay the 1, right? Okay. They're doing the thing. Yeah. Man, that blows. I think that's GG for us. I don't know how we overcome a Heuristic Study and Smothering Tide, like 2 of the most powerful cards in the format, alongside the Prismatic Bridge. I mean, we were built to get rid of 1 enchantment, not 3. So, resolve, decline. Yep, go ahead and make your treasures. I don't think there's a way out of this, because now even if we get rid of this, even if we exile their hand, they're just going to draw cards and make treasures and continue to play the Prismatic Bridge. We'll try. Yeah.
Once again.
Not doing it. We had a really good hand against this style of deck, but they just put down 2 broken cards, and that's all it takes. If we were playing 5-color Golos, we would have those cards in our deck too. Rusko, okay. Really good commander, really hard to play against. They're putting Feign Death in every frickin' opening hand. 3 lands. They get to go first. Mind Spike's pretty good against them. I think we'll keep. We'll just get the Bazooka Bog out of the way. Okay. They take the Mind Spike. They pass. So they missed a land drop. Sure. Would you like to counter it? I'm sure you have counter spells. Memory lapse. Okay. That's fine. We can play Dross next turn. How about a 6/6? Okay. Witness protection. Alright. Well, it doesn't kill us then. Golos? If it were me, I would have saved this for Golos, but sure. It's tempting to get Cavern of Souls, but we gotta do the color fixing. Okay, they play their commander. And they make a midnight clock. They have one blue source. Okay. So they kill Golos. Take action. Resolve. Land. So we can replay Golos. Or we can invoke Despair them, which I think is probably better. While they're tapped out. We get Dross back. So now we have our 6/6 beater. We have Go for the Throat if they try to play their commander again. Cut down doesn't do it against Rusko. Commit. Sure. That's your whole turn. Agadeems. Nothing in there right now, so we're just gonna take 3 life. Do you have a 1 mana counter spell? Ah, washed away. Take action. Okay. So they can get their commander down. Make another clock. Resolve all. We draw Dross. We can't play Golos. So this seems like a good turn to deploy our stuff. Okay. So they might try to refill their hand with memory, but that would be their whole turn. Okay, that's pretty good. It's an artifact, so we can't interact with it. Okay. Got enough midnight clocks. Grasp of Darkness is good. This is an instant, right? Yeah. They could refill their hand with Midnight Clock. Isn't that crazy how Rusko works? They have 4 lands and they have all this mana. Blood on the Snow. They have nothing to bring back. Tail's End. Oh, they can put in their hand. Cheeky. Resolve all. Okay. So they could Tail's End our Golos trigger if they wanted to. Take action. I think we get Cavern of Souls so that they can't counter Golos. Unless there's a better card. Right now, I mean, we could get Positive Heroes to protect Golos. I think we get Cavern. So, what is he? He is a scout. Okay. I never actually looked at Golos' creature types. Yep, so they're gonna shuffle away Tail's End. But now they have a full grip. They also lost the backside of Commit to Memory. Pretty good card. Okay, yep, untap all your mana rocks. This seems pretty good. Uh-huh. Untap all your mana rocks. Sheoldred. We can kill it if we want. Okay, Tome of Legends, pretty broken card. I think it's an alchemy card, right? Yeah, it's an alchemy card. This does not kill Sheoldred. I think that pretty much does it. Yep, GG. We'll try one more game. So this is definitely the problem with doing a monocolored Golos deck. So, you know, monocolored decks all have big weaknesses. So, you know, usually those weaknesses are covered if you do a two-color deck, right? If you do black and red, for example, you can use the red to get rid of artifacts, and black can't get rid of artifacts. If you only have black, you have no way to get rid of artifacts. So, like, their whole board was artifacts. Anyway, something to consider. It's still a fun build, though. Alright, so we have ramp, Necropotence, Teferi. Oh, that Teferi. Okay. Cut down. I don't know if cut down's good. Necropotence is pretty good. 2 lands. They get to go first. His hand is pretty meh. I don't know if this is any better. I probably would have kept the first hand. But we'll try it. Okay, they load his field. Celestis. They have a counter. Let's get it out of their hand. Okay. Reprieve is fine. We can invoke Despair if they do something else.
Second here, a second there.
Or they're just going to play land go. Scary. Okay. Even scarier. Pretty good start for them. Yeah, these decks are just more powerful. What are you gonna do? I mean, if we invoke Despair, they're just gonna get rid of Teferi and keep Teferi Dominaria. But I mean, we gotta do it. Probably have a counter. Oh, I guess they don't. I hope they keep their commander, but I doubt they will. Yeah. Why would they? Discard a card. Languish is really doing nothing right now.
Hold that thought.
Yep. Untap your Lotus Field and your Celestis. Get Tron into your deck. Alright. I really don't know how we get rid of it or get past these two. Blood on the Snow is the only card I can think of. What does this do? Okay. So let's Inquisition. Try to get them to blink. Swords. And Tome of the Infinite. Okay, we gotta get rid of Swords. Which now forces them to minus this Teferi. Keep them off the ultimate. Oh no, they're going for it. Okay, so they have enough to take an extra turn, right? And bounce my Obliterator. Something like that.
I've got some time tinkering.
Yeah. Cool. GG. It kind of sucks because we had the Invoke Despair, which would have been a great play with just the one Teferi down. But with two Teferis, I mean, you know, and I feel like that's happened a couple times in this video where we had the Massacre Worm against the Winota deck, and it was the perfect response to what Winota was doing, and then they Elite Spellbindered us. So, you know, this deck is good and it has answers, but at least in this video, it's been one step behind whatever the opponent does. So I think we'll just chalk that up to being unlucky, not really a reflection of the deck itself. Thin is like aggro, poison counter nonsense, so Infernal Grasp is good. They get to go first, which is annoying, but we can turn to kill Finn. And then, as long as we kill Finn, they essentially... Oh, that's a great card against them. We just got to get to it. Their deck is turned off. Sometimes they build decks with poison creatures, but yeah, this one they're just going to build a bunch of Death Touchers, which, again, don't do anything without Finn on the battlefield. So all we got to do is kill Finn, and we're fine. Resolve. Okay, cool. It doesn't matter because they're in mono green, but we'll just choose our commander. Black Market is probably the best card because it'll help us ramp to Shadow's Verdict. If we draw a land next turn, then we'll have enough to cast Shadow's Verdict. The 2 poison suck, or 4 poison rather sucks, but I think we gotta draw a card. I mean, we might as well make a blocker too. Awesome. Not a land. Well, we can play this and then what? They have nothing in their graveyard, so this is just a 1/3 with Death Touch. This is a 1/3. I think we just gotta play the Mind Stone. And then 1, 2. So if we play Veto, we'll still have enough mana next turn to play Shadow's Verdict, right? Yes. Now hopefully they don't have a fight spell. Maybe I should have played the Death Toucher. They probably have a fight spell, huh? Yeah, they have fight spells. I should have played the Death Toucher. Is that GG because they're going to get in with 3? No, it's not. They're going to get 4 poison. Okay. Because this is not a Death Touch creature. Okay, but we're on Death's doorstep. So yeah. That at least sets them back quite a bit. Unless they have a well, I guess it's too late now, but I was gonna say unless they had a heroic intervention, but no, that doesn't. It's exile, so nope. I don't think any card in existence would have saved them in that situation. Finn now costs 6, so that gives us some time. We're low on life, so we'll just want to create treasures from here on out. Celestis can help us gain life. We can Golos as well. And we really need lands. And they might have fight spells. This is an indestructible creature, but we need devotion to get it to be a creature. I think we just play the Scavenger. And maybe the Irencrag just to ramp ourselves. I know it takes our treasure away, but just gotta get mana sources on the battlefield. Once we get Liliana down, I think it's pretty much GG. No blocks. Oh, it's a toxic creature. Oh shit, I didn't even see that. Okay, so we are 1 poison away from death. Let's do it like this. Play the land. So what's our devotion right now? It's 3, and this needs 5. Okay, so let's gain some life. This hurts me to do, but I think it's the only way.
I require servants. Your corpse will volunteer. Little death never hurt anyone. I've learned much.
Draw a
from
card.
death.
Finn still costs 6. This can create a blocker every turn. So it'll gum up the battlefield. They're gonna ramp. And pass. Cool. That's the turn off we needed. We'll just create a treasure. We gotta be careful about our life total. Celestis gains us life.
Rise and shine.
So we'll probably just try to flip Day Night to gain life back. And we'll balance out the one treasure we make from Black Market. Haste Toxic 3. Okay. Pass. Pass. We draw a card.
Waste not, want not.
No, I don't want to pay 2 life. Okay. You pay 3 life to get a 3/2 down. Oh man. I think we have to based on... Wait, hold on. View battlefield. 1, 2, 3... This does not have death touch. 1, 2, 3... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... 6, 7, 8... 9, 10. Oh. Oh. You don't say. You don't say.
Putrid, but effective.
Okay. I was gonna say, you gonna let me take control of your turn? Alright, we didn't get to Golos wheel on that last one, but we got to cast a big spell, so that's something. Let's crack a pack. I think this gets us our final wild card. Nice. That means we get to get our last fetch land from the Khans of Tarkir set. I think it's the Silenzia one, I forget. Hold on. Pay 1 life. Arena's being a little slow. Oh yeah, not collected. Windswept Heath. That's the last one. We got all the others. Look at that. Bloodstained Mire, Flooded Strand, Windswept Heath, Wooded Foothills, Polluted Delta. We got them all. Awesome. Okay, let's do a deck review. So, mono black Golos. Some obvious weaknesses, but I'm assuming if you're gonna build this deck, you don't really care about the, you know, spikeness of it, if that makes sense. You're just seeing if you can have fun, and I definitely think this deck has fun. It's a fun way to build Golos. It's definitely a challenge. If you're into like brewing decks and challenging yourself to build decks, this is a fun challenge to do. Since Golos is colorless in its casting cost, you can build it with any color combination you want. So, you know, you don't have to have, in order to cast Golos, you don't have to have any colored mana. So the deck works. How well it works, you know, I even, well, let me put it this way. Even in 5-color Golos, like the perfectly crafted 5-color Golos deck, you're still going to cast Golos and spin the wheel and whiff. So it's part of the charm of the card. Golos can either be extremely broken or completely whiff. You can get 3 incredibly powerful spells like Emrakul and Ulamog and Grizzlebrand, or you can whiff and get Kaya's Ghostform, the Irencrag, and Undying Malice, right? So it's just part of the nature of the card. And then, you know, since you're building it in a mono black shell, you have some advantages, which is, you know, the uniformity of the cards, right? You're in one color, so you're basically always going to be able to cast everything, versus like 2 and higher color decks where sometimes you have to mana fix in order to cast certain things. You don't run into that problem here. However, you do have the weakness of, at least in mono black, not having the ability to destroy artifacts, for example, which is a huge part of the game. You know, there are a lot of artifacts that, you know, are very prevalent, and since artifacts are colorless, they're in a lot of the decks. So the inability to get rid of those types of permanents is definitely a drawback. Other than that, though, the deck works. You don't expect a high win rate, but the deck is definitely fun, and I'm looking forward to building the other 4 colors, you know, mono versions of the other 4 colors with Golos. Super cool idea. Thanks, Ciderman. Again, I think that's how you pronounce your name. Thanks for the suggestion. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, like the video, leave a comment. Is there any card I missed? I tried to get all the, you know, the best black cards in this deck and also make it a functional deck, but is there anything I missed? Leave a comment below. If you have a suggestion for a video you want me to do, leave it in the comments. Otherwise, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.